welcome back to Gray Magnolias. It's been a few days since I haven't filmed anything since the 12th. Yesterday I was super busy. I have so much to share, but just a little bit of what is it called? Just some like little things like down below. You can find my Goodreads. I'm starting to link that if you want to follow. I'm going to try to be a little bit better about putting what I'm reading, rewriting reviews and stuff like that. I'm not going to get super into it. Again, as you can see from my videos, I am not the best at reviewing, but I'm just going to keep track better and to help trigger my memory when I look back on things of like what I've read. So it is Saturday. I am in my Care Bear shirt that I got for $1. Super comfy. We had breakfast this morning with in-laws and it was really good. The weather's been amazing. So yeah, first I'm gonna open up all the teas since, well, only 2 teas, and then I'll pick which one I want. I'm not gonna make myself suffer anymore with the green teas. Maybe I'll like in between. I'm already on 2 cups of caffeine today. So, yeah. So for day 13, we have cinnamon pear green tea, which sounds really good in theory. Taste-wise, I'm not sure. And then today, ooh, we have orange cream rooibos, however you say that, rooibos herbal tea. I think I've had rooibos before. I didn't love it. I didn't dislike it. So, but we're gonna go with this one because I'm not really in the mood for a green tea. And this one's caffeine free, which I think I'm feeling like a little jittery. Because when we make coffee, I have an espresso maker, and we don't necessarily use espresso coffee. But it's not as strong as what I had today. So, in regards to ratio from cream to coffee or milk to coffee. So let's get this brewing, and let me tell you about our day yesterday. Oh, it smells okay, nothing great. Again, why am I bothering like smelling anything still? Today's mug, I'm feeling very festive, bringing back Frosty, good size, and in case I'm not a huge fan. I'm gonna have to look up how to prepare. Like, is this taken with cream and sugar? I don't know. But yeah, so yesterday we had to head out of town, kind of 2 cities above where we live, and we had to pick something up. And for my birthday, which is today's the 14th, so in 6 days, I was like, I really want to go to a secondhand bookstore that's not my local thrift store. It's like, it's just straight up books. And we did a little bit of research, and we found this flea market. And just for the sake of like safety and stuff like that, I'm not gonna name the flea market or the bookstore I went to. I didn't get any footage. I wanted to, but I kind of just wanted to like be in the moment, and I'm not really ready to film myself in public yet. I will most definitely be going back there because it was heaven. It was a flea market. I've never been to a flea market. It was amazing. I kind of like a lot of like junk, but also like so many treasures, so many booths with like super nostalgic things. There was like this whole vintage old school like thrift store where the prices were pretty reasonable, and the aesthetic spoke to me. It was all like this like oaky wicker stuff. Oh my gosh. But by chance, because like we didn't even go through half of the place, it was so huge. But we actually, where we started, and as we were trying to navigate to go to said bookstore, we came across 2 like anime like figures, Pokemon cards, stores, which was so amazing. So the first thing, I got my husband a couple more gifts. I thought the prices were going to be gouged out more. Some of them were like a little like, okay, calm down, especially for like used stuff. But this stuff was obviously like more novelty. I won't show what I got him in case he watches. Hi, honey. But I'll show after Christmas what I got, and I got my son as well. But so one side of the ladies' booth was like figures, super nice figures, and the prices were pretty reasonable for like the size of figure. And then there was another thing across, which ended up being hers as well, but just like over there. It had secondhand manga, which was awesome. I was just, my son was getting hungry, and I was getting hungry, and we were trying to like just be mindful of our time. And we didn't exactly know where we were going, we were just like walking. So I went to the other side where they were, and there was like a bucket full of Croc charms, which I'm most definitely acquiring Crocs when I find a reasonably priced Croc, because I cannot believe how much they are now. Even at Walmart, I was like looking at shoes for something, and I was like, oh, they have their brand of Crocs. I think it's called like Honeybee or something. They want like $25. I don't know. Sounded cheap. But I was like, dang, okay, like they are even the like knockoff ones, which these look like better quality than something you might get off of Temu. Um, so like I get it, but I'll have to like most definitely keep my eye out, because these charms, like it was like everything you can imagine. There was like anime, One Piece, which we're super big fans of, Pokemon, Kirby, Mario, like all kinds of stuff. It was like the bucket, I can't even, it was like this big and like this deep. It was insane. My son got some really cute charms, and it was 3 for $1. And then next to it was a sticker bin, or like vinyl bin. And I was like looking through it, and I need a moment. This, okay, first, so it was 4 for $1. My son picked out one, I picked out 3. I got this one, which totally my aesthetic. Super cute frog and like a teacup. Super neat. Try to focus. Love. And then I came across like Goku and stuff like that and other anime stuff, and I'm like, whoa, I need a Vegeta sticker. Like, if you know from day one of my Vlogmas videos, Vegeta is like my man. One of like my top 5 like fictional husbands and like love interest. And the first one I found was this one. I think they don't really get creative with the names. Super Saiyan Blue, honestly, because he never goes Super Saiyan 3, if you know. I'm trying to get technical here. So I came across this, and I was like, it's not really, it's focusing on me mainly. I was like, oh my goodness, okay, everybody remain calm. And I was like, I need one more. I need just, if I find one, if not, like, they had other anime male characters that I really enjoy from, like, Jujutsu Kaisen that we've watched, and Bleach, and so many things. And then I found this. I'm like, I still can't get over it. I want to put it on my Kindle, but I want to acquire a clear Kindle case. I like screamed. I found Vegeta in a tux. I'm a loss of words. I was so excited. I was like, holy crap. Amazing, 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 amazing. So fun. It's so fun to come across things that are like your hobby, your interest, and it's just like a novelty store, especially, you know, especially, what the heck? Especially, you know, like now I feel like Target's really expanded, as well as Walmart and stuff like that. You know, like they have like the Pokemon section, and in the book section there's quite a bit of a manga selection. I personally like to read my manga online when I'm into a manga that I'm reading. We watch a lot of anime. We watch on Crunchyroll, Netflix, Funimation when it was around. But overall, I like to, like, especially like webtoons. You know, it's just easier, more convenient, because you know, most mangas are literally, it's just like one chapter in a book, or if you get a volume, it's multiple chapters, which is better. But I would read it like this, and it's like, okay, what am I gonna do with it? So, where am I getting at with this? So yeah, it's just really fun to see what you like in a store, and it's just like, I we probably missed a ton of things, and they weren't really too open. They're only open like on the weekend. I think today probably more things were, more booths were open. It was busier, but it was so much fun. And when we at the end, we finally got to the bookstore, and let me tell you what I found. Okay, but first, let me have my tea. I just looked up real quick. It is taken with milk or maple syrup, which I have, but I'm not a fan of like maple flavoring things. I do enjoy like maple syrup on my pancakes, but oh, biscuits. No way, this milk's, it's still good by chance. Milk's expired. So I have milk and tea, milk and honey. Let's try it. So again, this tea is orange cream rooibos herbal tea, which I am feeling jittery for my 2 cups of coffee this morning at breakfast. So bon appetit. Oh, let me turn around. This is, I don't know what I'm gonna do next Vlogmas, but it ain't gonna be this tea advent calendar, that's for sure. It is an acquired taste. When I was getting teas from Adiago and I was like looking at the tea description and stuff like that, I did come across a rooibos tea, and in the description they were like, I wanted to like this, but it's still too medicinal for me. It is giving medicinal, but like not in a bad way. Orange cream. Oh, hold on. Okay, that was the mail. Sorry about that, but I would give this, compared to the green teas, I would give it most definitely like a 6, 7 out of 10. But the orange cream, not there at all. At all. So, okay. So, dun 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 dun. So the bookstore I went to, they had, I believe everything was quite reasonably priced. God, it was just so many books, stacks and stacks and stacks. And even though it is a covered flea market, unfortunately, like with the elements and stuff like that, and obviously like since he has such a mass amount of things, he doesn't pack it up, put it away, since they're not open during the week and they're just left there, so they're very dusty, some are moldy. But I love that personally, you know, a little wipe down. And don't quote me on this, but I think I came across somewhere on Instagram that if you thrift books to like freeze them for either 24 hours or max amount of time, and that might kill any like eggs or anything that might have gotten in, like moths and stuff. I did that. I didn't do overnight because I was like paranoid of like the like dampness. So he had, his deal was, besides like the priced out books that he had, which were kind of like more in the middle, like Ken Follett, Stephen King and stuff like that, things that like are quick higher sellers. In the section that I went into when they really died and went to heaven, which was like the romance section, the historical romance, suspense romance, all kinds of paranormal romance, everything. It was 6 for $5 or $1 a book, and I thought it was like 5 for $5 for some reason, and I miscounted. I was able to get some for my son because I didn't want to. I got authors that I knew, and I got 4 new authors to me that I don't think I have in my collection, but the covers spoke to me and the back. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start off with the new ones to me, author-wise and everything else. And these are old school romances, paperback. This one was written in 88. So we're looking at 88 and 85. That's even older. Oh my god, they're so, and like I love yellow pages and the smell. This one's 96, and then this one was 92. So we're gonna start off with Timed Kept Promises, written by Constance O'Day Flannery. Just take a moment, let's take a moment of silence for this gorgeous, I just can't. So no setback, but the cover is stunning. The like 80s vibe, the font, hopefully it's focusing. I gotta somehow carefully remove. It's a zebra historical romance. Now I gotta be more careful about taking that off. But the foiling, I mean, I just can't. Yeah, Time Kept Promises. This video is already getting quite long. Maybe when I'm reading them, I'll obviously go into more detail, but if you want to pause the screen here, this is the description in the back. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, and then we have Love's Wine by Patricia Hagen. The name rings a bell. I have to look through my catalog of my books. I don't have them with me right now, which is really heartbreaking. They're in storage. But she's also the author of This Savage Heart, which I've never heard, but the name kind of like rings a bell. So stunning, stunning. It's an Avon romance. That lettering, if I see it, I grab it, literally. So this one is, yeah, historical. It's kind of set in Louisiana. No, it's set in the South, so I'm sure there'll be some questionable things in there, but stunning, stunning, stunning. I'm very happy that it's a part of my collection, or I might throw it in the trash after I read it because it's just terrible. Which when I first started my quick story time, when I first started reading my collection that I started, I had a very small library at the time. I was like, you know what? I have all these amazing books. Let me just try to read one. It was the most horrific book I've ever read in historical romance, and like I've read a lot of the old school stuff back in the day. It was so bad. I don't know, I think I donated it, but I honestly should have just ripped the cover because it was beautiful and thrown it in the damn trash. It was that horrific and just frustrating to read that there was besides the cover being pretty, the inside was straight trash. And that happens with old school romances, which, like a lot of the language, a lot of the, questionable things and going ons. And then this one has no people on the cover, but the cover was so beautiful. We have Daydreamer by Jill Marie Landis. Stunning. It's like foil. So, 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 so beautiful. This one is about like trading places, and like she meets a stranger and she's like, oh, let's trade lives, and all she has to do is like change like a cloak, and she can go and marry someone she's never met. And I really like that in historical romance, kind of like arranged marriage and stuff. I need therapy, but and this one is a Jove historical romance. I think I have some of that publishing house, but again, and then here's the back. Stunning, 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 stunning. And lastly, in the new to me, we have Written in the Stars by Nan Ryan. She wrote Legend of Love, and this is by Dell Historical Romance. Stunning, 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 like foil lettering. You see catching in the light, the spine, and then, I mean, come on, come on, come on, so beautiful. So, yeah, and then this is the back. You pause to read. So, such good finds. So this, yeah, so it was 6 for $1, I think. No, 6 for $5. But yeah, so happy to like get into those. I'm gonna be returning my books from the library. I'm gonna be putting a pause on checking out library books and just really focus on my Kindle and my physical books that I have here, and just kind of like read them, either DNF them, redonate them, or like add them like permanently to my collection, which once we are able to have more space and everything and I'm able to put all my books out, I'm really gonna buckle down on that and condense my library just a wee bit. Might be just kind of keeping things just because they're beautiful. Bear with me. I will kind of like speed through the rest of this. So these authors I have read and I love, and my collection is vast. In 2 of them, 1 of them, I'm really trying to hunt them down, and I got really lucky and I found one, so I'm really happy about that. We're gonna start off with Sandra Brown. I have a video. I don't know if I deleted it. It should be still there, like one of my first videos a year ago now. And I was reviewing her books. Love her. At this point, I read about 6 of her books, and they don't miss for me. Like, they're so fun. They're so good. Really, really beautiful. So I added this one, which I don't have, which I'm collecting, like this style cover. This one was published in, oh my god, I thought it was signed. This was published in '83, and this one's called Prime Time. It's one of her romance. I've also read her suspense romance ones, and they're super good too. Really keep your edge of your seat. Really fun cover. And here's the back. The back. Okay. And then, I don't know if I didn't film I wasn't filming at the time when I read that, but Judith McNaught, she wrote, I'll put a picture here if I remember, that's really popular and well known. Whitney, My Love. Whitney, My Love, it just came back to me. And then the first book of her that I read was Perfect or Paradise, either one of those. It's about, she's adopted and she's kind of like the small town sweetheart, and this big shot famous guy, like tycoon, is wrongfully accused, and he breaks out of jail and he takes her hostage. And also has to do with a lot of the tone about dyslexia and like literacy and stuff like that. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful story. I loved it. So I acquired Tender Triumph. Stunning. Here's the back. And then I also acquired Almost Heaven. Again, stunning. Here's the back. You can pause to read. And then at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna go crazy. But then I was like, whoa, well, calm down, calm down. You need to be smart. So I thought roughly in my head of what authors I wanted to like really look out for. And I felt like I had a better chance of finding them at my, like when I go to Goodwill and stuff like that. Anne Bishop. And at first I was like, okay, it seemed a bit in order. The gentleman had, like, for example, all Judith McNaught stuff like together, right? And all multiple copies together. Not necessarily in alphabetical order. It kind of roughly was. So I didn't know if it was him. I thought maybe it was just like someone shopping as me, and he asked me like, oh, do you need help? And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't want to like spend too much time looking. So I was like, do you have any Anne Bishop? And he only had 2 left. One of them I already had, which was from her the Trialian trilogy. I think I've shared it on here before that I got it. But I got book 7 in the Black Jewel series, which I'm really trying to collect. This is my 3rd book. Okay, sorry about that. So I got the Shadow Queen. So we're most definitely going back probably like once a month, since what we did that day, we were just in the area and it was only like a 12-minute drive from that area. So we'll probably just like pop in there to like always just like look. And the ones I already have of the, besides that whole trilogy, and then I have book 1 of the others, which I mentioned in my previous video from my year wrap up of what I read. I have The Invisible Ring and Tangled Webs, and that's it. So happy, so happy. She's so hard to find in the thrift stores. At least I always look, and by a miracle, it was funny, I just discovered her and I was getting like hyper fixated like I do, and I found her at the thrift store like the next day. Crazy. And then, oh my god, this video is gonna be so long, but I guess to make up for almost 2 days of not posting. And then for my son, just to kind of like round out, and it was like they were just $1, which is cheaper than, it's just as cheap as my local thrift store for books, $1 a book, besides whatever he priced out. I don't know if he was going to price this out, but he had just gotten this in today. But Magic Tree House, we started reading them. So we've got 31, 30, 45, and 25. And it has like things that he loves, like snakes. He loves Halloween. So we got this one. Another one about snakes. And another one about sharks. So, okay, that is it. I hope you enjoyed. I actually just checked my analytics, and about 60% of you aren't subscribed, so I would love if you subscribe if you'd like to hear ramblings and are an avid thrifter, and just kind of like, you know, I'm never gonna get that fancy. Pre-warned, I'm probably not gonna edit this video that much besides speed it up. But yeah, I hope you come and join my side of the internet and we can share some of your thrifted finds, if it's books or if it's something else. I follow, side note, I follow the thrift page on Reddit, and I honestly can't look at it too much because I get so envious. Some of the furniture these people find, I'm like, where do you live? Like, that is so crazy. And the deals, because you know, now if people know like what kind of furniture is, if it's like trending, especially the mid-century modern stuff, it gets like bought up and they overprice it. But some things some people have found, I'm just like, you lucky bastard. But yeah, so tea was pretty good. It is quite medicinal tasting, but it's honestly better than the green teas I've been having. Again, I'm most definitely going to try the teas cold, like a cold brew overnight, like in a bottle, kind of just like brew it up and see what it tastes like. But yeah, I hope you are reading something amazing, you're making something beautiful, and I'll see you in the next one.